Alright, here we are. We're going to do a little review of the Dark Elves and show you guys what I traded my High Elves for. Anyways, the Dark Elves, just like every other army, has a choice of both Hero and Lord level fighting characters. The fighting character, trying to get a better... it's not going to work out too good. Anyways, the fighting character is known as a Dreadlord. The Supreme Sorceress here is the Lord level magic user, and then you have your other magic user, Sorceress, and then here's a special character, and then a Hag. Alright, let's get started with the Dark Elf Lord level. The Lord level fighting character is called a Dreadlord. He comes in at about 140 points, which is typical for your elves. One thing to note that the Dark Elf army-wide rule, with the exception of covering the Harpies, is Eternal Hatred. And for you guys that don't know what that is, go to your main rule book and look up Hatred. But basically, Hatred allows you to re-roll all misses in the first round of combat. So that really bumps up the Dark Elves from their previous book to their current book in power. This guy's your typical Elf Lord. He's got, you know, a Strength 4, still Toughness 3. They can wear, you know, heavy armor, Sea Dragon cloaks, which are good. Sea Dragon cloaks, for you guys that don't know, give you +1 armor and also an additional +1 against shooting. So if this guy had heavy armor, he'd have a 5+ save. Sea Dragon cloak would make a 4+. Sea Dragon cloak would make it a 3+ against shooting. So pretty good. The High Elves, they didn't have anything like that. Really digging what these guys can do. I mean, you can outfit him with like I said, light armor, heavy armor, shield, Sea Dragon cloak. He can have 100 points of magic items, just like all your other typical lords, most of your typical lords throughout the game. And he has a choice of being put on a Dark Steed, a Cold One Knight, Pegasus, Dark Pegasus, a Manticore, and a Black Dragon. Most of the people on the internet are building him with Black Dragon, which I don't blame him. That's by far the most cool. Alright, this Supreme Sorceress, that's the Lord level for the Dark Elves, for the magic users. She's a level 3. You have to spend points to upgrade her to a level 4, just like most other casters in the game. She's sort of spendy at 225 points. She can have a mount, and of course she has Eternal Hatred too. She can have up to 100 points of magic items, just like all, you know, again, Lord levels. One thing I like about what they did for the Dark Elves, and I'm not sure if they had it this way in their last book, they also have a choice of not just dark magic, but fire, shadow, metal, and death. So they actually have a few more choices. I can't remember in their previous book, my opponent that always played Dark Elves, he only played dark magic. He never played anything else, so not sure. But I like that they do have some choices. Yeah, okay, now we're going to talk about the hero levels. This guy's actually another Dreadlord, or you could use him as a master. He was glued, but after playing last night, his weapon came off and his hand came off. See if I can get it. Not really. Typical, you know, here again, typical hero level, Strength 4, Toughness 3, high initiative. He's an elf. 50 points of magic items. These guys are called masters. They're about the same as a prince or noble was for the High Elves. The thing is, he can be a battle standard bearer, and he can have, you know, the Sea Dragon cloak, the light armor, heavy armor, several different mounts. If you mount a hero level on a Manticore, then it actually takes another hero choice. So you could theoretically mount your Lord level on a dragon, this guy on a Manticore, to what I call the Zoo army. That would take up all 4 of your hero choices in a 2,000 point game, but it'd give you 2 flying terror causing creatures, so not bad at all. Okay, you guys probably recognize her. This model's not new. It was in the previous edition. This right here is just your sorceress, level 1. Comes in at 100 points is a bargain. Of course, you have to buy up to level 2, which I think you'd most of the time want to do that unless you're doing a scroll caddy. And gets 50 points of magic items, toughness 3, 2 wounds, nothing great there. But the Dark Elves got a little bump in their magic phase, and we'll talk about that here towards the end of the videos. But level 2 magic user, she can also have dark magic, fire, metal, shadow, and death, just like the level 4. One thing to note a difference: the High Elves get a +1 to dispel. Dark Elves in their previous book got a +1 to cast. They don't get the +1 to cast anymore. So again, we'll go over that in the magic phase, but I just wanted to point out that difference between the High Elves and the Dark Elves. Alright, the Dark Elves can also have another hero choice that's called Hag. She's Cainite, which if a unit, I hope I'll get this right, if a Cainite character can join regular units, but a normal character cannot join Cainite units, and Cainite is like the assassin guild. But anyway, the Hag is sort of the equivalent to the Master, the hero level, but she's got poisoned attacks, frenzy, she's got hatred also, and she can have 50 points of magic items. But what makes her special is this. Okay, the Hag can be upgraded to have the Cauldron of Blood there. And the Cauldron of Blood is actually pretty cool. I mean, it comes in at 110 points. It doesn't take up a hero choice or anything. But the Cauldron of Blood is a pretty cool addition to the Dark Elf army. It has more special abilities in this book than it did the previous book. What's cool about the Cauldron of Blood? Okay, what's cool about the Cauldron of Blood is it comes with these 2 attendants. These are basically witch elves. They're frenzied and everything. It has magic resistance. Of course, they have poisoned attacks, and they're frenzied, and they're hatred, and it causes terror. It's indestructible, so you can't shoot and kill the Cauldron of Blood. So, what's good is everybody has a 4+ ward save that's associated with the Cauldron of Blood, so that's going to help against shooting. What's cool is called the Blessing of Cain. During your turn, at the start of your turn phase, any unit within 24 inches of the cauldron can have one of these abilities put on it. It's not casting a spell, so your opponent can't stop it. The abilities are all models gain +1 attack. That can be, depending on your unit, that can be pretty impressive. Give the unit a 5+ ward save. That can come in handy. Also, the models get Killing Blow. Gosh, if you put that on a unit of Witch Elves with all their attacks, that could be pretty devastating. And that's pretty much all you can give them. There's also any Cainite, hope I'm saying that right, units that are within 12 become stubborn. And Cainite units are like the Blackguard, the Witch Elves, and Assassins. I'm not exactly sure who else, but I think that might be it. Alright, moving on to special characters. I am not a fan of special characters, but Games Workshop is bound and determined to give us special characters and make us play with them. I am not a big fan. I think they're overpriced for what they typically do. But this guy right here is Lokir Fellheart. He's 250 points. He's got some cool abilities, but here again, I don't think he's worth 250 points because he's only toughness 3 with 2 wounds. For 250 points, you can get a Dreadlord kitted out, ready to do some fighting. But anyways, I do have this guy. Not overly impressed with him, but hey, got him. Will I use him? Sure.